Hello everyone, it's me, Earphoneus Fanaticus again. This time I have a very interesting earphone to unbox. This is the JVC HA-FW1800, which I ordered from Massdrop last week, and it only spent 5 days in shipping. Crazy efficiency those FedEx guys have. Now the reason why I want to check out this earphone is because it apparently uses the same driver as the unfathomably exquisite FW10000, which also has an equally unfathomable price tag of around $1,670 while this one I'm checking out today is only $600 Yeah, only. This earphone is also related to the FW1800, which again features the same driver as the FW10000, but it can only be purchased in Japan under the brand name Victor. Nope, not JVC, Victor. It features the nipper logo that reads, "His Master's Voice." You're not going to find it on any JVC products sold outside of Japan because for some odd reasons the company didn't purchase the copyright to this logo internationally. Anyway, it should be clear by now that both this and the 1500 are merely using the same driver as the 10000 without necessarily the same tuning. So forgo all hopes of getting top of the line sounds from something that costs less than half. Still, it would be interesting to see how the same driver performs in a cheaper package. With my trusty Swiss Army knife, I opened up the shipping box and found my earphone sitting comfortably inside with 2 airbags. And here's what the box looks like. Not surprisingly, on the front, there is a photo of the earphone, the words "wood" printed on the bottom left because, well, this is one of those wood earphones JVC makes. The model name, the Made in Japan label, and the most important highlight of them all, the high-res logo. Just kidding, who cares? There isn't much on the sides except this that tells us there are 5 pairs of ear tips from small to large, as well as a carrying case included with the package. Looks like I won't be getting a new cleaning tube with this JVC earphone just like the FDX1. There's also more information at the bottom. Cable length is the usual 1.2 meters and the frequency response is rated at 6 Hz to 52 kHz, so it makes sense why it's high-res certified. While this is a wood earphone, there is metal used on the casing, namely here. And I find it pretty funny that JVC decided to include a little reminder that reads, "Metallic parts might be cold to the touch in lower temperatures," underneath the metal allergy warning. Yes, metal allergy and feeling a slight chill are definitely on the same level of seriousness. Let's open the box. Now, if you've seen my FDX1 unboxing, you know the box they use for that is a custom Massdrop box, which is different from this retail box from JVC. I've seen some confusions on Massdrop's product page on which some people were confused as to whether this FW1800 earphone is a collab between JVC and Massdrop, but now I think there should be enough clue from this box alone to sort out the confusion. I didn't make the cleanest of cuts at the top, but it opened just fine. But then I realized there's just no way for me to get to the internals without cutting open the bottom as well, simply because of how tight it is. So I did just that and finally got the inside out. Turning over the top lid reveals the earphone and 4 pairs of Spiral Dot Plus tips. But here I face another challenge. I tried to just take out the earphone because I thought they weren't connected to the cable yet, but noticed that wasn't the case and it's just kinda stuck there now. So I put it back in, took out the top packaging material and tried to pull the whole assembly out instead. Alright. Finally, I can take out the earphone, but where's the rest of the cable? Turns out it's stored at the back and taking it out required me to remove some papers as well. Yeah, definitely not my most elegant unboxing ever, I can tell you that. Anyway, here's the earphone. I've got to say it is quite the looker with the same general design as the old FW01. The golden JVC back and wood housing look quite elegant together, and the earpiece is quite light. It looks long on the side, but realistically only the part that extends away from the cable goes into the ears. Since I imagine a lot of people who are watching this do own the FDX1 and are interested in how they compare, here's a quick side-by-side comparison. The FDX1 uses metal casing so it feels heavier. The 1800 looks longer horizontally, but the part that goes into the ears is of the same length as the FDX1. When wearing, these two feel pretty much identical, but the 1800 does have less rough edges, so there should be less discomfort in the concha during long listening sessions. Unlike the FDX1, the nozzle doesn't turn so you can't wear the cable around your ears. It also doesn't have swappable filters. The MMCX connection on the other hand is a lot more secure, while the FDX1 has the loosest connection I've ever seen. Taking off the ear tips, we can see the 1800 uses 2 long front ports, while the FDX1 does away with a small circular port. As I've mentioned in the FDX1 review, putting vent ports on the medial side tends to introduce bass roll-off, and the fact that the 1800 needs 2 large ports already suggests it should be quite heavy on the bass. Looking at the cable, the wire splits and the choker are silver for the FDX1, but black for the 1800. The FDX1 cable says China here, while the 1800 reads JVC and the model name on the other side. The chokers are equally smooth to use. The sleeving material, the texture, the wires inside, they're all identical. Looking at the audio jack, again it's black for the 1800 and silver for the FDX1, but the word Japan can be found here unlike the FDX1, and it seems there's more material to protect against cable stress here. Going back to the rest of the package, I wanted to take out the ear tips, but for some reason I thought they should be stuck to some kind of material that's lodged in place from the back, so I turned the whole thing around and found a carrying case instead. Well, I guess we're checking out that first then. It's a petite looking pouch that uses some kind of fake leather. Flipping the top lid reveals a compartment lined with a burgundy felt material, which reminds me of one of those cases for musical instruments. Closing the lid gives a pleasant snap thanks to the magnets used. Here's what it looks like when the 1800 is put into the case. The black wood, the golden bits, and the burgundy lining make for something that's awkwardly satisfying to look at. Here's what this case and the one that comes with the FDX1 look like side by side. They are overall very similar, but there are some slight differences. Firstly, the JVC logos are placed differently, and secondly, the one that comes with the 1800, which is on the right, is rounded at the bottom, while the other one is flat. Opening them up, we can see the FDX1 version uses black lining rather than burgundy. Yep, that's all the differences. Finally, we get to the ear tips. These are the same Spiral Dot Plus tips that we've seen from the FDX1, which is an updated version to the original Spiral Dot, with very slight differences here and there. JVC has actually released an even newer version called the Spiral Dot Plus Plus, which I don't have on hand. Curiously, they aren't shipped with this earphone or the FDX1. Oh well. Finally, here are the papers that I took out before getting to the carrying case, but who actually reads them anyway? So, that's about it for this unboxing and first look. For those who are watching this now and is contemplating whether you want to buy these as well, you can of course wait for my detailed review of this earphone. But we all know how long it takes for me to shoot a review. So for now, I'll just say that it's more full body in the bass and lower mids than the FDX1, but it's not as bloated as the FW01. And if you're a fan of the classic JVC wood earphone sound, you should enjoy these quite a lot. Of course, the elephant in the room is whether these are identical in sound to the FW10000. Unfortunately, while I can easily afford one of those, I really just can't justify buying such an expensive earphone, especially when I'm also contemplating buying, I don't know, a 5950X, an X570 Unify, a 3080 or Big Navi card, possibly a new Model F keyboard. Yeah, I don't know, maybe in the future I can buy a second-hand pair and do a comparison. Who knows? But for now, that's it for this video. I'm still working on the TinHifi T4 review, so that will come before the review of this earphone. Anyway, stay tuned for more unboxing and reviews in the future. See you next time.